Understanding the woman. The woman is like wisdom. She has a radiation of knowledge from head to toe. If you can understand the wisdom in her universe, you have to understand that the woman is the wisdom of the earth. Brothers, you can look at her and see the beauty of her wisdom physically all you want, but you'll never be able to understand that wisdom until you understand her importance. A man can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you do not understand the knowledge that you have, then you will be lost in the world that you get it from. And this is like the woman. If you do not understand her, then you will be lost with the knowledge that you have for her when you are present in her. How do you understand the woman? There are three things in the universe that keeps the universe afloat and balanced. These three things are the sun, which represents the heart, the moon, which represents the mind, and the stars, which represent feelings. The woman has a very distinct moral values apart from any other being in the world that radiates beautifully internally, which brings about external sunshine of respect. And she is more adept to bring this about whenever her heart is in a state of balance and peace. The woman is a universe and she has a heart which is like the sun because whatever she touches from that part of herself, if she is balanced and protected, she will bring about a civilization, a planet that will revolve around her with a circle of respect that you plant in her to create that civilization. Most importantly, you must pay attention to her mind, her moon. Why the moon? Because the moon is what moves the waters, and water represents life and knowledge. Her mind is what creates the mind state in the life that is within her. Shine your light. What exactly does that mean? Well, what is light? Light is a natural agent that stimulates sight and make things visible. So whenever you shine your light, you're speaking something from an agent, which is your heart, that directs your mind in saying something out of your mouth to make something visible to whomever you are shining light upon. Light also gives motion. Wisdom is something that is very identical to light. Why do I say that? I say this because if a person who has a mind that is dark, dark meaning that if the mind is dark, it is without motion. And when you speak wisdom to that mind, it starts to create a light within that person, which will bring motion into his or her mind. Light gives light to understanding. In order for you to have understanding, you would have to have the knowledge to understand the understanding itself. If you are traveling on your journey of life, you could be walking in darkness and be all right with it. But when you start to put a light in your travel, it helps you to understand the road much better because in darkness you are traveling, but you don't know where you are traveling. That is life speaking without thinking, which is dangerous. But when you have light in your mind, you will not just be saying something just to be saying it. You will get permission from that agent, which is your heart, before you say it. And this will be an example of you shining your light.
Women are meant to guide men, and this has been expressed in spirituality for thousands of years. In ancient esotericism, masculine and feminine energy come together to create all planes of existence, including the ones that transcend the physical plane. The feminine energy is the chaos, the spiritual, the unknown, the heart, the dream, while the masculine energy is the order, the logic, the will, the force that drives those abstract dreams to reality. So for a balanced society, both men and women are meant to rule together, with the woman guiding the man's decision. This is because although everybody has masculine and feminine energy in them, the female body was made in the image of feminine energy, so it will naturally have more than a man. That's why women are portals between the spiritual and the physical and can give birth, and the male body was made in the image of masculine energy. If a person has an equal amount of feminine and masculine energy, they are in balance. Male and female bodies are made to retain more energy of that which they were created after. In the world, you will see war, famine, poverty, because the masculine has been ruling alone for a very long time, which causes greed, narcissism, and ego-driven decisions. But if women were to rule alone, they would be stuck with a dream that never comes to fruition, because the feminine alone is chaos with no order. That's also an imbalanced society. If we want to create a balanced society, we must first understand how our reality works and how to use these energies to our advantage as a civilization. I'm Ira, and I help you align with your highest potential through ancient esotericism.
The woman is a very distinct power within the universe. As a matter of fact, the universe and the woman both have something in common that man does not have. They both nurture the creation and life within themselves. They both give life and have everything in them to nurture the life that they produce without having to depend on anything outside of themselves. The woman is a very distinct figure with a source of power that ignites the strength of the man. Even though both were created for one another and they both complement one another, it is something that the woman carries mentally, morally, and spiritually that man can only obtain through stages, whereas he has to keep falling in order to see and accept most of the things that the woman already has knowledge of when she enters into God's universe. The woman comes into the world fully developed mind-wise with the tools to build a man in a way that he cannot build himself. But in order for her to build him, he has to provide her with something of a spiritual, mental, and moral respect that will get him to the stages of knowing his true purpose to her. It makes you a divine masculine to give reverence to the woman. The woman is a world within herself, so without the presence of her in your life, you would have no world to live in. Today, she is not respected in terms of being uplifted and protected, especially black women. The black woman is a very distinct creation of God and also a very distinct creator of man, from her genetics all the way to her nature. You can do, you can do anything.